Hello farmers, welcome back to the Pacific Northwest, where I have not done a darn thing since the last episode on here. So we're pretty much just picking up where we left off, but there's plenty of work to be done, like always on the Pacific Northwest. The first thing I want to do is this. Yes, this is our liquid fertilizer. It's in the repair shop because, well, it's kind of down there and it needs to go to work. $3,152 to repair that. Well, I don't want the the speed to go on down, the working speed, because you got a big field to spray. Actually, we're going to top you off as well before I set you off. The big cotton field needs to be done. Yeah, we only got one level of fertilization on it. Luckily, I'm not playing seasons or anything like that, because that way I only need 2 stages. So we are good to go. Just to get you caught up what's going on right now, the John Deere is in field 32/34, weeding that one. Kind of leaving the top and bottom edges, but I can take care of that later on if I get around to it, or if I feel even up to it. I may look at it and I'm like, yeah, that's good enough, I'm kind of getting to that stage a little bit here sometimes, when you got so much to do. It's like, yeah, it's good enough. It's good enough. And not like the early stages, it's like every piece of grain that was available to me, I'm like digging for it. And now with the money coming in, I want it. Yeah, let's just top you off here, just to get you enough going. Well, not enough going, but get enough done. We were starting to weed this field last week, but John Deere actually caught up to the line of weeds, because I'm only running at 1 times the speed right now, because we still got some work to do in the upper plateau. I have not finished harvesting field number 3 yet, and the class tractor is waiting to seed it. Frank's been up there waiting patiently for a week. So, we'll get to you, Frank. Just give me a moment here. We're getting ready to go back up there and harvest. And I'll set you off on course play. And you can plant, I think we're planting soybean up there. It was canola last time, so now it's soybean. And then it'll be sunflowers. I did take a quick look at our factories. Factories are doing great. The whiskey factories seem to be making whiskey very fast. So I'm probably not going to have enough grain to keep that going at a constant rate. Well, let's go hire you. Get our cotton field double stage of fertilization. So let's get the PDA on out so you can see what's going on. So yeah, we're weeding here. This is a bit of a mess here. You can see the John Deere kind of leave the top and bottom a little bit, but you can expect that. The forest is here, fence line is here. That weeder is 30 meters wide, so it needs a little bit of a turning circle. We need to finish wrapping up the bales. I don't want to say we, it's actually me, but since you're here along, we need to finish wrapping up the bales over here. I think, if I remember correctly, isn't the silage price at a crappy price at the moment? Where are we? Barn. 146 and dropping. We'd like to see at least 190 before I think about selling it. Well, I shouldn't say that. 180 before I start thinking about selling it. 190, I start saying it's good enough. Oh, anything like 200 plus, it's like, yeah, we're good there. Meanwhile, anything else right now, I don't think I have anything else really to do other than I need to get caught up. The cotton field over here and the sugar beet field over here, if it might be ready in this in-game afternoon, but we may leave that for the next in-game day, because, well, the sugar factory hasn't gone through hardly any sugar beet whatsoever, but the cotton field, that's ready. Cotton harvester will be ready to go. Speaking of ready to go, how did I leave it up here? Not too well, usually. Wow, I got more crop up here than I thought I had. All right, so we got some work to do. Yeah, I want to get going on this. So Frank has been sitting in the class tractor, for about 7 days for me, really. Maybe not 7 days, but close enough. He's been up here waiting patiently. Like, when's he coming back to harvest his field so I can get to seeding it? Pretty soon, Frank. Pretty darn soon. Now, usually what happens up here with crop, we usually fill up the trailer and the combine, and then that usually gets us by. But this being canola, it yields a little bit better than soybean. And does it yield better than sunflower? I never really paid attention. Pretty much you can tell what yields best and what yields... When I mean what yields best, how much you get per hectare or acre, wherever you're from. Usually you can tell by the price. The less the price you get from something, usually because it yields a lot, and the higher price you get from something, usually because it means it doesn't yield that much. So you can kind of take a good look at canola prices and sunflower prices and say, yeah, well, they pretty much, I think they're pretty darn close to one another. I never tested it myself, and you know what? I don't plan to do that anytime soon. So I just need to get this field harvested so we can get the upper plateau pretty much seeded, and then we'll just have to wait for the weeds to grow and fertilize as well. I was trying to remember if I fertilized up here before we planted, and I think that was last time because it needed lime, so we fertilized, lime, then planted. I think something of that nature. Yeah, so pretty much today we're just catching up on last week, finishing up some odd jobs. Like I said, we got to finish harvesting this field, then Frank will get to work / Courseplay we get to work up here seeding this field with soybean. And then, yeah, we'll probably go on down, finish wrapping up those bales. Those bales are not in too much of a hurry. We're not playing with seasons, so the grass is not going to deteriorate. And plus, since we already cut the grass field's already starting to quote-unquote regrow. So we are kind of good there. And then maybe do something to the factories, I don't know, but also got to keep up with the workers as well. And yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing to start at least this week's of the Pacific Northwest. Probably tomorrow's episode, hopefully I'll get a little bit more done, and we'll advance on, and probably, I don't know if it'll be later in this afternoon, like I said, or first thing tomorrow morning in-game, that we'll be harvesting the lower west side, the cotton field and sugar beet field will be ready to go. Anything on the lower east side, that's going to take a while, and of course, we just planted this crop up here today. I mean, we could be up here next episode, weeding and fertilizing. Could be. I do have a tractor I would like to get up here, but since we're doing so well on the money, I don't want to. I was thinking about getting a second... I really wasn't thinking about getting a second tractor up here to do weeding and fertilizing and helping out. But, yeah, there was a TG New Holland tractor that is available for PC only. It's a mod. And I thought about getting it, and then when I looked into it, because I was showing how much detail it is, it's pretty much just, I don't want to say a smaller end tractor, but it's pretty much just for row crop tires and doing that kind of work. But it's such high detail, I was thinking about getting it, and just, I'm like, well, I got to use it somewhere. And I can't really use it on No Man's Land, the way that's playing out. So I was thinking, maybe I should do it here. I may trade in, who knows, I may trade in the Valtra. Once I get done harvesting this field here, and I wasn't paying attention, but my combine is about full here. That was not smart. Yeah, I do that quite often now in Farming Simulator. I think what I fell under here in the past year or so playing farming games, I got used to Farmer's Dynasty, to when the combine gets full, you get a light flashing at you and a whole bunch of symbols. I think you can get a mod here as well that'll tell you that your combine's about full if you're not paying attention. It's kind of like when a worker gets to 80% grain on the combine, it'll start flashing at you. If I just pay attention, it wouldn't be a problem. But yeah, maybe we'll look at this, I think it's a TG model New Holland tractor. And I may switch out the Valtra for it. I mean, we've had the Valtra since day one-ish. I really don't... In the beginning. We'll just say we've had it up here for a while in the beginning. So it wouldn't hurt to change it on out. Talking about that little Valtra right there. I shouldn't say Valtra. Well, that's actually unloading. Let's go in here. I think it's actually in their large tractors for some unknown reason. I wouldn't consider it a large tractor. See if I can find it in here. I really need to clean up my mods for sure, because I got way too many. Where is this tractor? Do you guys know where it is? Because I forgot where it was. I was questioning, like, why is it in there? Was it under medium tractor? Wait a minute. I did not activate it before I came in. That's right. I didn't activate it on this map yet. So we'll have to look at a different time. I'll tease you. No, I didn't do that on purpose. It just came to me because I activated it for No Man's Land because I thought I might use it there. But really, for what I need in No Man's Land and how that's playing out, like I said, I'm like, oh, that doesn't fit. That doesn't work out in this role play that I'm doing. I'll have to use it somewhere else. Yeah, but I think it's under large tractors. I think the horsepower might be the same as the Valtra that we have, so it kind of works out. And like I said, it basically has row tires on it. And row crop tires, and I could pretty much... the only thing is, though... Maybe, wait, no, I don't think I can use it because it doesn't have the ability to have a front loader on it, and I need a front loader up here. I mean, I got to change some things around. Unless a class tractor could have a front loader on it. Yeah, that could be a thing that I do. I'm not sure. I didn't pay any attention. Did the combine completely unload? I don't think so. So our trailer is full. Alright, well, I don't think I'm going to fit the rest of the field in here into the combine. So that kind of means I got to make a trip on down with the trailer to unload into the silo and come back to unload the combine to finish harvesting the field. Can I sneak the rest of the field in here? We'll give it a go and see what happens. You never know. I was thinking about starting up Frank, but if I got to run back and forth, I don't think Frank would catch up though in course play. But depending on which way course play how I set up and how it runs, I don't want to take any chances just yet. And really, what's the rush? Frank's been waiting for a week. He can wait another 10 minutes, right? But this masher up here, this masher combine, that's why I call it the masher. Yeah, it does pretty good for up here. We kind of used it on, shouldn't say kind of use it. We pretty much only used it on Mercury Farms. And I like it so much because I don't see many people use this this brand combine at all on other Let's Plays. Now, granted, I don't watch YouTube videos like I used to because, well, I don't have the time. But previously, when I was watching them, I don't see many people using the Rostel Mash. Every time I say that, I want to say Monster Mash, but that doesn't quite fit. Sounds kind of the same, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to fit the rest of the crop into this combine. It's going to be just over, right? Probably. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm happy I got more crop, but it's just a lot of extra trip to make to get an extra 2,000-3,000 liters of canola. But that 2,000-3,000 liters of canola could almost equal to like $1,700 to $2,800. And even though I'm still fighting for every penny, like I said, sometimes like weeding a field a little bit, I look at it now, I'm like, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Guess it all depends on what I feel like doing. That's the joys of being a farm owner. And yep, I don't have enough to do everything here. Alright, so let's go grab this Valtra tractor and trailer. Go deliver us to the silo. Come on back, empty the combine, and when I come back, I think we'll get Frank up and going. He can start seeding this field. I just want to make sure we keep in the same sequence as the other 4 fields we have up here. That's what I tried to do. It doesn't always happen, but for the most part, it does. Well, I think this is the first time I pulled with the Valtra a full trailer of grain, and this trailer holds 45. But it definitely makes a front end a little light. So steering with it, it does steer, but it's like light as a feather. This is where the canola goes, into our silo. How much canola do we have now? Uh-oh. I mean, we're going to be fine, but the problem is we're going to max out. Right about, well, okay, not yet, but we will. Alright, I need to come clean this silo on out. It's always funny when you start playing on a new map, and if you try to, if you're playing where you start like with very little money, very small fields, and try to work the farm up, and that's the way you like to do it when you first start off, and you do your first harvest, like, ooh, I got 18,000 liters of whatever you harvested. It's like, oh yeah, look at this grain silo. It holds hundreds of thousands of liters. Yeah, then many hours later, playing on the map, you start realizing, man, this silo doesn't hold enough. It's funny how it works out. Yeah, we had the silos on Hazard County. I think that one held, was it 1 million or 2 million liters per? And then like that's a lot of liters. And then we started harvesting the big fields. It's like, well, yeah, that may not, is that going to be big enough? I mean, if I planted all the same crop in those fields in Hazard County that we were doing, that silo probably wouldn't be big enough. Now let's go empty this out. And while it's emptying out, we'll go up there and grab the class tractor. We'll get Frank to work. Well, I'll have to remember to activate the... I think it's a TG New Holland. TG New Holland. You know what? The heck with it. Because if I start the... I was thinking of starting course play, but before I do, I'm going to exit out. I'm going to activate the mod. We'll come back and maybe have a look at it. Alright, Frank, wake up. Time to go back to work. Almost. I got to just get you all started. I got to tell you what to do because you can't figure it on your own. See, I want you to work in field 3. Do some headlands. I like you to do 3 because I don't need you crossing the train track and getting run over. 9 meter wide. You're pretty much good to go there. I mean, I'll start the Seadrill for you because sometimes I think you forget. And you can drive on. I'm not sure where you're going, but you're already missing one of the headlands, dude. How? Oh, yeah. Frank, you've been here long enough. Oh, man. Anyways, I do believe I got the correct mod loaded up. Man, I got to go through my mods and clean those suckers out. I just got way too many. And when you're looking for one, and sometimes you don't know what they call it, you know know what you're looking for. It's like, okay, I was looking for New Holland T-Series. I'm like, what's it on the mod list? What's it under? Is it under, does it start with a T? T-Series New Holland? Yeah, it was just under New Holland. But I was looking for it, though. I just missed it the first time. It happens because I got a lot of New Holland mods sitting there. Anyways, back to harvesting. I just want to clear this up before Frank gets around because he seems to be in a hurry and missing the headlands. Yeah, nothing I can't fix later on. I kind of have to do that once in a while with Frank. I mean, sometimes I would like to fire him, but he's such a lovable guy, you can't. It's just one of those people you got to keep around, you know? It's kind of like me. You got to keep me around. So the rest of this, rest of the combine, rest of the combine and what we got in the trailer. I think we can fit 3,000 more liters into the silos. So the crop will have to sit in the trailer unless the price is good somewhere. I could just sell it. Maybe I'll see what the canola is going for at the agro wholesales because that is just like right there. And if it's a really decent price, maybe we'll just go ahead and just sell it while we're here. So I mean, we do have 200,000 liters at this silo up here and whatever we got elsewhere. The John Deere should be just about done. I got to remember though, he's going at a slow pace. I think they're weeding that field at 5 miles an hour now. I think they're on their last path for that field 32, 34. I do believe. Then I'll have to do the edges because if I don't, I know that'll bug me because that's what happens sometimes. Yeah, but it wouldn't hurt to change out the tractors around here once in a while. We've done a couple tractor change-outs. Our T8 used to be up here, but when the Class DLC came out, we went ahead and got the Class Axiom tractor, which Frank is in now, and the TA is now in the lower plateau. We had a Fendt. I don't remember. Had to have been a 1000, right? Was it the Fendt 1000? It was either 900 or 1000. I'm going to assume it was a 1000. We got rid of that when the autonomous tractor came along, and we were given to go. But really, the autonomous tractor has a couple of issues. It does not like the Seadrill that we use down there on the back side of it. It's just way too heavy, and it bounces everywhere, and it doesn't seed correctly with it on there, so that doesn't quite work out. And have we changed really anything else out? I don't think we really changed anything, have we? Nah. Okay, we haven't changed that much, I suppose. But let me go ahead and get these off the field so Frank can... whatever he's doing. Well, the canola price is just dropping everywhere, isn't it? $5.59. I'm not selling it just to get rid of it for $5.59. I'll figure something out later on. Let's get the combine out the field. Now we'll just park it over here in the grass field, and hopefully I'll take care of it later on. At some point we'll get to it. We shall fold it up though. Keep the birds from flying in there and trying to get some grain, and if birds get in there, they'll poop in there. Yeah, just keep them on out. Let's grab our tractor. and get it off the field, and we will go ahead and dump what we can to the silo, and the rest will just have to stay in the trailer. And then we'll go down into the T8 that we just previously talked about in the lower plateau and start wrapping up some silage bales. But before we start that project, we will go ahead. I just want to double check on the John Deere worker down there and see how they're doing, getting along. And our fertilizer sprayer should get half of that field done, the cotton field. It's been a while since I used a sprayer in that field. I mean, I've used a lot in that field for contracts. But, yeah, now it's a little bit bigger, so I know it can't finish the whole field. That'd be awesome. But I think it usually just has enough to finish the contract when it was just field 35. And it would have just a little bit more left over when it did the contract in field 33. So, hopefully I only got to fill it up once. But got to keep that cotton field happy. Keeping that cotton field happy keeps us happy because, well, with now the clean seed in that field, with the old original seed, we got 7.5 modules off it. So hopefully with the clean seed, I'm hoping for 9 full modules, which is an extra module and a half. And with us, a not module and a half would be 60,000 liters. And when cotton is cotton, that's like $2,000 per, so that's like $120,000 more. That's what I'm kind of shooting for. All right, so you're not going to take it all, but what I want to come in here now, if I go into large tractors, it should be in here. Got to go till you see the mods at least. There you go. There's the T-Series. So the engine setup, 210 is not bad, but I can go as high as 320, which would be fantastic. Global positions. Can it take a front loader? No, it cannot. Wait, global positioning, engine setup, wheel setup, design, and configuration. So the configuration is the weights in the front. So I cannot have a front loader. So if I swap out this for the T9, I was just wondering what the design was. So stock is with no turn signals in the back, and extremity signs. These will fold on down. That pretty much does that. Yeah, so row crop tires or row crop tires with wide weights, wide row crop duals, and yeah, it's pretty much made for doing field work after the crops have grown. So if I were to replace this with the Voltra, I then don't have a front loader. So the question I do now have, I don't know what is the Axion. It says I got one of these in stock. Which is one in stock. One of these on the farm. If I customize, engine wheel setup, no, so this can't take a front loader either. So I wouldn't have a front loader up there. But I guess if I wanted to, I could just go ahead and purchase it and have an extra tractor up there to help weed and fertilize. How much are we talking here? Do I want GPS? If I don't, I'll be mad at myself. Do I need weights in the front? If I'm just pulling a weeder and then fertilizing, I don't think I need that. Actually, it costs me nothing to put the weights in the front. Well, then I would just put the most weight I can on the front just because. Because I could use this to haul the grain around. 320 horsepower, I could. Let's put the side for $200 more. And what kind of tires do I go for? You know me, I always like weights on my tires just to help it keep it down. Row crop wide duals. That looks nice. So can I do wide duals with weights? I certainly can. $8,000 more. $8,000 more. I actually don't have the money to do this right now. That's a shame. I mean, it looks beefy, but I don't know why it's under large tractors. Wait a minute. I didn't do the engine setup. Hold on. That raises the price a little bit more. Oh, man. So GPS. Yeah. So how much extreme? Yeah. Okay. So 140,000. Which is not bad. But we could add it to the farm later on, but I don't think it'll be today. I need to spend a little bit more, and spend a little more cash. I need to earn a little bit more cash. Speaking of New Hollands and such, here's one that's kind of a green color. Why do you say kind of a green color? It is a green color. Yes, it is. You're right. Okay, so I got a bit of a mess here because if you remember, we set course play up down here finally and the grass field. It's only taken me 140 some odd episodes to do so. But I did not activate course play to stop at the last trigger. So he went around and around and around and just moved bales everywhere. So we got what, 59 bales of wrap, something like that. Oh yeah, so I was going to check on the John Deere and our fertilizer sprayer. All right, so you are done. Not done, but you are done. I missed the signs completely. I saw the sign. So yeah, how about we doing for weeds here? You could get back to weeding. Yeah, actually you could because well, we are pretty much done fertilizing this right now. But let's go ahead and go. I almost said go fuel this up. Doesn't need fuel, does it? Oh, I didn't. This guy didn't. Well, I'm in it now. Yeah, I kind of forgot to restart this one after I reloaded the game from getting that mod installed. The John Deere, though, I did remind myself to start him back up. I mean, I was going to refill it again anyways to finish the field, right? So, yeah. But the good news is it's going to take about a tank and maybe a half a tank more. So far I've only used about just a little over 2/3, maybe 3/4 of a tank. It's kind of hard to judge when you do it like that, Peanut. I don't know, it's kind of late now because here we are. We're in this room now, so let's go ahead and fill it up. Get him back to work. While that's filling up, hey, Mr. John Deere, or Mrs. John Deere. I think it was a Mrs. that was actually driving it last time I hired someone. So in a way, the New Holland would kind of be like a twin to this wonderful 8R that we have here. Although the 8R will have a lot more horsepower. I think this is 400 horsepower. And it's not the horsepower that's killing me right now. I'm pretty sure it's the weeder. We're weeding at, well, we're just barely reaching 5. The working speed for this is actually 7. I mean, it has weeded a lot down here. It weeded, well, this field, 32, 34. And I'm trying to remember the numbers of the other ones. Is it 28, 29, and 30? Or is it 29, 30, and 31? Yeah, I think it's 29. Yeah, the last set I said. Something like that. So it's done a lot of weeding. And most of field 33 and 35, actually. I don't mind if it goes this slow because, well, I'm not the one riding in it. Although, as we can see the stats in the lower right-hand corner, it does need some DEF fluid. It needs some repair. And we're halfway on the tank full, so that's not too bad. I mean, it's great that this is a nice big weeder that they added to the game. So if you want to stick to non-modded stuff, this will definitely get the job for you. Do the job for you at a reasonable rate because, well, it's twice as big as what we had previously. But our modded one goes twice the speed, so in a way it kind of equals out a little bit. Like I said, it gets the job done. Yeah, doing a little bit of everything here in the Pacific Northwest today, aren't we? Harvesting, weeding, fertilizing, bale wrapping. Alright, for some reason there's like a narrow strip here. So I will make sure you get that because this is our cotton field. Everything must be fine. And I need to wait for you to get to the other end because, well, the fertilizer sprayer should go right over that. That should not be a problem. So looking at my money, I didn't see how much it cost for the fertilizer that we bought. So 3/4 of a tank, I'm guessing was like 8,000. So I think we had 98,000 in the bank account. Now we're down to 90. So if my math is right, oh yeah, 8,000. All right, let's go find out where you quit working when I exited the game to install that mod that I can't afford just yet. Yeah, so the weeder and the fertilizer spreader should go over under. Shouldn't cause too much of an issue. Now let's make sure we try to get it right back on track because I'll hate to leave a little bit of a sliver there. That's pretty darn close right there. And this shouldn't be a problem with you two, right? You two can figure this out. You go over, you go under, or are we going to clip and you're going to spin someone around? And well, they kind of hesitated there. They saw how close it was going to be, like we did, and they kind of slowed down. All right, so they missed a little spot there fertilizing, but overall, they're fine. Yeah, at that speed, John Deere, you're going to take forever to weed that field. But you know what? You're getting the job done. It's something I don't have to do. Back in the T8 and drop that off here. Let's go ahead and see if I can clean up this mess that's over here in this north. Well, actually, that's to be the southeast corner. Yeah, so our beautiful little grass field here. These are, of course, we're making silage bales. And I always say this, these are 20,000 liter bales that we have here. I think the first time we did this field, and we did, was it 8? I think the smallest we had were 8,000 liter bales, and I think we had over 100 bales in this field. I'm like, wow, yeah, it's got we. So I went ahead and modified the mod to make it have 20,000 liter bales. And it worked out great. So now we get we're just down to 39 bales, because wrapping up these bales when you had almost 100 of them, it took me a while. I was like, yeah, I don't mind doing a job like that, but it takes up a lot of time. And sometimes when you're trying to make a video, I don't have that much time on my hands. Although seeing that Tennessee whiskey over there, it's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere. It's only 10:30 here in the morning, but that's the first batch of whiskey coming out of there. Maybe I don't want the first batch of whiskey that comes out of the factory. Just trying to get it so I can turn that bale. That bale's not going to be turned enough. Oh, but I grabbed it. Hold on. So if I remember correctly, I think by the end of today we wanted like 250,000 bank accounts so we could pay off enough of loan to get it below the halfway point of the goal. Starting with a $55 million loan, we're pretty much halfway there at $27.5 million left to pay off. But we had days like we kind of did like last night, can't drop on top of one another. We have days like we did last week where we earned like $2 million in a day, which we will with our cotton field, just that we got to wait for the cotton price to be just right. And now that we got our factories all squared away after Global Company updated, and a lot of the factories that we had didn't quite work with the new Global Company. But then again, one of the mods they had were old, and it's been updated, so that would be the sugar mill. Because now that takes water, and actually that's not the full updated one. Like we talked about, the new sugar mill, the last update that they have is it needs water and pallets. I'm like, oh man, that means another factory to put down. Then I got to transport pallets and all that, and I was like, nah, we'll just stick. That's when I found the one with just water. I'm like, well, we'll do the water and sugar beet. And man, does that even work out even better, because now it used to be a ratio of 1 liter of sugar beet gave you 1 liter of sugar. Now it's like 3/4 of a sugar beet will give you 1 liter of sugar. So we're just making more money off the sugar beets. So one straw bale up there, that'll just be sold with the rest. That's what we kind of usually do. But like we saw, don't think we'll be selling the silage today. It's already mid-morning and the price is actually dropping. So when that finally stabilizes and the price actually goes back up, it'll probably be tomorrow morning when we'll see the high price, and hopefully it's good enough. And usually we can get ourselves $160,000 worth of silage for silage bales off this field. Yeah, this grass field here, we pretty much just do what we're doing here, which is make grass bales, wrap them up, because we kind of have a contract to sell silage bales at the barn only. We don't sell silage at the BGA or anything like that, just silage bales at the silage barn. And then of course when we need hay for the horses or more to make Total-Mix rations for the cows, we bring it on over. And we have to do that more and more, just because we got so many cows to feed up the cows' trough for, I always say it's 10 days. In Basic Farming Simulator, I think it's 10 days when you put the feed in the trough. It used to be 6 back in 17. But I think the feed lasts for 10 days now in Farming Simulator 19 on the base game. But anyways, for 10 days for cows, we pretty much need 1 million liters of Total Mix rations to keep our cows happy. And the thing is, we're getting like four cows now every 16 hours. Something like that. So every day that goes past, we just get more and more cows, which means they need more TMR. So this grass field at first was paying off pretty well because we're doing silage bales. But now it's like every 2 harvests, it's like, nope, I need more hay to make TMR and also to feed our horses. I think we have 16, 24, I think we got like 34 horses now on the farm. I don't know how many horse helpers I got, but I got plenty of them apparently because they're all trained in 10 days, so we're good. And speaking of being good, I'm going to go ahead and finish wrapping up these bales, so when we start next episode, I won't say I haven't done nothing in between. But I'm going to go ahead and finish these up. I got to help Frank up on the upper plateau because I don't know why he missed. I'm pretty sure I started him on the end of a circuit. It's kind of my fault there setting him up. I didn't give Frank enough lead, but he started on the wrong row. I need to finish seeding that field when he gets done. I got to move the sprayer out of the cotton field when he gets done, and also help out the John Deere weeding that field. Well, I'm not going to do anything. We'll let him weed the field. At the speed he's going, he may be still weeding that field when we get back. But that is going to do it for today, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you next time right here on the Pacific Northwest. But until then, have a good one.